Most people don't realize how much of their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making millions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might just sell credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/hidden. Protect yourself now at aura.com/hidden.
And it is Con Carne recording. I'm on North Avenue right now. And Con Carne is sponsored by this book right here, 90 Days in the 90s. Here's the thing. The author of 90 Days in the 90s is in the back seat. He's Andy Frye.
Hey.
There he is. So, Andy, why don't you do what we call a pre-roll ad? Tell us, give us your elevator pitch for 90 Days in the 90s.
Yeah, 90 Days in the 90s is about a record store owner named Darby who, maybe like me, has a kind of a midlife crisis or is about to, and decides to time travel back to the 1990s, the good old times in Chicago, when she discovers a train called the Gray Line, which is, maybe part of the CTA. Maybe not, maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't. But the point is she goes back to the middle of the 90s and gets caught up way too much in the music scene and all the great shows and all the great bands in the 1990s, and has 90 days to either come back to the present or stay there and get stuck forever and enjoy it. So, if you're a music lover, or if you know a music lover, I think it's the book for music in Chicago and people who have any sort of sense of nostalgia, as I do.
90 Days in the 90s. I want all my sponsors to sit in the back seat and do live reads from now on. That's the way to go, right?
Absolutely.
That's the way to go.
It's looking good back there.
It's Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
All right, so here we are. It is Con Carne. We are at Piece Pizzeria and Brewery, the multiple award-winning Piece Pizzeria and Brewery. That right there is Bill Jacobs. He's the owner of Piece Pizzeria and Brewery. Andy Frye, as previously mentioned. What's his connection to Piece Pizzeria and Brewery? He's just a fan. He's a customer.
I'm a
Long-time
groupie, basically.
customer.
I think we all are. If you live in Chicago or the greater metro area, we're all customers of Piece. This is long overdue. I love your food. I haven't been here since before the pandemic.
Oh, damn you.
I know.
Damn
so this is
you.
really exciting for me to come back to Piece.
It's great to have you back. I was wondering where the hell you were.
I don't blame you. 1927 West North Avenue, Piece Pizzeria. You opened in 2001?
Yes. July 27th.
Now, as the owner of Piece, I know you don't want to let this pizza sit. You don't want to let this pizza get
Absolutely not.
lukewarm. You want us to
No.
eat this pizza. What are we eating tonight?
Tonight we're having Hot Dog's Pizza. And you know Hot Dog.
I do. We all know Hot Dog. He's a lovable sausage-making curmudgeon. Mm-hmm. All right, let's open this box.
Let's take a look at this.
There's nothing more challenging than eating... Oh, my God.
Look at that.
Oh, yes.
So that's Hot Dog's atomic sausage.
Is it spicy? Is
Made
that
with
why it's called that?
It is
serranos,
spicy.
All right.
habaneros, and jalapenos. 3 peppers.
What's the
It's got some
Scoville
kick.
count on that?
It has mozzarella. It's got some pepper jack cheese on there and caramelized onions.
I wish I could explain what this smells like. I mean,
It smells like heaven.
it does. I mean, it's like those old Scooby-Doo cartoons where the scent fingers come up from the food and they kind of hook you by the nose and they pull you in. Oh, my God, Bill, this smells so good.
And it looks so good.
So I don't eat meat, but it smells good. So I want to know how spicy, because average spicy is not spicy to me.
It's spicy.
Super.
You're one of those?
heat.
What?
You're one of those who
Yeah, I got a bottle of The Last Stab in my fridge, and I make people, with 2 million Scovilles because I like to watch the hot ones and watch people like. I think the best one was Bill Burr, like convulsing on the floor and doing laps around the table, just because he couldn't do hot, but I can do hot, so I'll take your word for it.
Look how beautiful that is.
Look how beautiful this is. Okay, so now the thing about Piece.
Here, let me help you there, okay?
Oh, okay. Let me get you here.
Thank you.
Nice.
The thing about Piece, this is New Haven style.
Yes.
So here we are in Chicago. Explain what New Haven style is.
New Haven pizza it's all about the great crust. Every pizza is hand-formed. It's pulled out. It's topped with a tangy tomato sauce, mozzarella, and toppings. But it's not about how many toppings you can put on the pizza. It's about really tasting what's on that pizza. So I wouldn't say it's delicate, but it's got the greatest crunch and chew. It's all about that. And it's not about knocking people over the head or like confusing flavors. It's really about being able to enjoy what's on that pizza.
Oh, Bill, this hot dog's atomic sausage. It's red pizza with pepper jack, caramelized onions, atomic sausage, and it is delicate's not the wrong word. Not to use a double negative, but it makes sense for this.
Absolutely. God, it's good.
And this is not a Chicago thing. I love triangle cut pizza. Well, let's make pizza eating easy.
Absolutely. And you get the crust, the edge on every slice.
Oh,
You
man.
have to get that on the party cut.
Now,
Some people are very sensitive.
Bar style, yeah.
Now, hot dog's
Criticize
not
that.
one to get in bed with everyone. How did you
Oh.
how did you strike up this partnership?
So, a bunch of years ago, I think it was 2014, I did a collaboration with Steph Izard. And it was I believe it was for Pilot Light Chefs. And Steph's publicist, Katie Darnaby, said, well, why don't you round out the collaboration and bring someone else in? I'm like, okay, we're shooting around ideas, and Katie said, how about Hot Doug? Might have been 2015 because Doug had just retired. And I said, I think Doug would be fantastic, but he just retired. But I contacted Doug, and I didn't know him. We knew each other from the business, but didn't really know each other. And Doug's like, charity benefit, absolutely. And Doug was in, and we've been close friends ever since.
This is delicious. And the thing about the atomic sausage, yeah, it's hot, but it's not too hot.
No, it's a slow burn.
It's all about the flavor.
Yep.
Oh, and the cheese and everything. This is fantastic. All right, my mission is to make an impact tonight. I want to impress you.
I want to see how you do.
I want to impress you.
So we're eating a medium here, and a
That's a
medium here.
medium.
And it feeds 3 people.
Bill, why don't you
comfortably.
show like how you fold your pizza, which I'm from the East Coast too, and
Hold
I
it
don't
and
do
fold
that,
it.
but it's like some people fold it almost so you can't see the cheese, and you don't think that takes that hides the flavor or anything?
No, it's the way to eat it.
It's like making a sandwich out of every bite.
And I remember, I grew up in New Haven, which has what I believe to be the best pizza in the world. Eating pizza at Sally's as a kid, and Flo Consiglio, wife of Sally Consiglio, walked up to me as I was eating the pizza, and I had it folded as I do right now, and she said, "That's how you do it." So I knew that was high praise right there. Hold it and fold it. It's how it should be done. No utensils.
No utensils. So you opened Piece in 2001?
Mm-hmm.
Now, coming to Chicago with New Haven style pizza, was there pushback or...
Well, keep in mind I was raising money to open up Piece, and my business plan was about New Haven pizza. And, many people I approached were like, one, where is New Haven? Two, what is New Haven pizza? So it was a bit of a challenge to begin with, educating people about this great style of pizza, which today is pretty well known. But yes, it was a challenge. You got Chicago, you got New York, and those were known styles.
You dropped anchor in Wicker Park, which is like peak Chicago at that period of time.
And you remember what Wicker Park was in 2001?
Oh yeah,
Like, it was gritty, it was fringe. There were hookers, pimps, and drug addicts walking up and down the street.
I don't remember the hooker.
Good old days.
I don't remember that. Maybe a little further up by Home Depot.
Yeah, no, they were here, but it was gritty.
So when you bring New Haven style pizza to Chicago, was Rick Nielsen like your Trojan horse to like ingratiate yourself to Chicago?
I obviously knew Rick, but didn't know Rick, and I was raising capital for Piece, and this is a connection to Ultimate Frisbee, which I played for many years. I was captaining my team and raising capital, and I made an announcement to the team. And this one woman led me to a friend of hers in Rockford who looked at the business plan and then showed it to his friend, Rick Nielsen.
Rick Nielsen, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Cheap Trick, legendary guitar player.
We've been close friends ever since, considered each other brothers, and he's been the greatest partner I could imagine.
And what's his role as partner? Is it just financier? Does he...
No, he markets. He's a great marketer. But no, he's a great marketer. Brought in some ideas. We have a chocolate pizza on the menu, which he brought back from the idea from Italy. He brought in Rachel Ray one time, and we made that pie for her.
But hang on, the chocolate pizza, chocolate hazelnut sauce and mascarpone.
Yes,
cheese.
That was Rick's idea. Yep.
Amazing.
And Rick is a big lover of meat lovers pizzas, so he'll pile on as many, as much meat as he possibly can.
This is seriously one of the best slices of pizza. I can't even. I can't even put it into words. As far as Rick Nielsen goes, what's the best Cheap Trick song?
My favorite Cheap Trick song? Well, that's good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello there. Hello there.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of So Good to See You. Those first 4 albums, especially.
Oh, I choose that because that's how they open up their shows, and we know that we're in for a great time.
And who doesn't love Going to Raise Hell?
Right.
And here's a band that stays relevant and vital and still puts out new music, still delivers the new stuff at shows with the old stuff. They've never become a nostalgia act. They've remained a current act.
And how great is Robin's voice?
It's supernatural. It should, statistically, medically speaking, it shouldn't still sound good in 2022. And yet here we are. It's true. All right, so when you opened back then and you dropped anchor here, I mean, to me, it seems like you've been here forever, but you haven't been here forever. I mean,
no. Close to forever.
How long did it take to catch on? I mean,
it's pretty quick, and I'll tell you why. There were 2 things. One, having Rick as a partner was great. And the media loved it. But 2, you might remember Real World Chicago and MTV.
Yep.
Their Real World house
I
was directly across the
connection.
street.
Uh-huh.
And so, we're launching in July, and they're filming here directly across the street. 2 of them came in and applied for jobs, and I'm like, yeah, we'll hire you right away.
Yeah.
That was Kara and Tanya.
Oh, my God. A flood of memories just hit me.
Yes. So, of course, that launched us in the public's eye and the media. And they're working at Piece. It was kind of a double-edged sword because we didn't have the luxury of a soft opening.
Right.
So we're trying to get the product out, get it right. We stumbled, and probably pissed off a lot of people back then.
Did you make mistakes?
Did we make mistakes?
Yeah.
Oh, did we make mistakes? Plenty of mistakes. And anyone who claims that they have not telling the truth. But that's how we learn, and that's how we become better, and we've learned from them.
Andy, you're a fan
Yeah.
of Piece. What are you eating back there? Vegan pizza?
Yeah, so I decided, all my sports injuries and actually some concert injuries from like crowd surfing landing on my head and different things has kind of, when you get to be, I just turned 50. I definitely don't act like a 50-year-old for sure, but got my aches and pains, kind of switched my diet around and eliminated some things. And, pizza was that one thing that like, well, how can you really enjoy pizza and not eat cheese? So I would kind of like, make exceptions for just good cheese pizza, and I really love green olives. I throw green olives all over my pizza, and just been coming here like whenever I can get over here. Sometimes it's a couple months in between stops because I move a little further up north. But yeah, I'm a fan just because of everything's great.
Everything's
the vibe
great.
is chill, and the beer's good, and
Well, let's talk about the beer.
Yeah.
Good point. Award-winning beer.
We are the most award-winning brew pub in Chicago.
That's amazing
With
and well deserved.
28 medals
does
over
that
the
piss
years.
people off too? By the way, that you're invading the beer space and winning all these awards.
We were talking about this. The beer community, the craft beer community, is not as
Friendly.
competitive. Yeah,
No.
it's a very congenial ecosystem.
Absolutely, it is. We support each other, and we're building market together.
I think so.
Yep.
How is that different from pizza? Like, how is it different from you versus Lou Malnati's, Pequod's, etc.?
I think people have their favorite styles, but it's made Chicago a very great pizza city, without question.
I like a variety of pizza. I could do a piece one night and another place another night.
People ask where do I go? I'll go to Pequod's once in a while.
It's all about balance.
Yes, absolutely.
Although, let's be honest, I could eat this hot dogs pizza every night of the week.
It's so fucking good.
Oh my god, it's
so good.
It is so fucking good.
Do you guys eat pizza for breakfast when it's this good? Because I have.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's not even a question. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah. It's like, so I'd have to wait to like 10 a.m. or when can you really break it? If it's sausage is a breakfast food, so.
Oh, there are no rules. Pizza's the
Never
perfect
comes
food.
to pizza. And look at the nice undercarriage.
The undercarriage.
Yeah.
I just grabbed two at once.
Crunchy. It's
I couldn't separate them, so
Don't.
just
No,
we're
that's what
going
you
big
do.
with
hold it, fold it.
Yes. This is insanely good.
I'm gonna call Doug after and tell him that we talked about him.
Last time I talked to Doug, that was probably for episode 600. I'm on episode 802 right now.
Oh,
And
God.
I said something to the effect of, Doug, do you want to go back to work? Do you want to start a new business? No, not really. Just not.
Well, the word on the street is that he worked every day, like every
did.
single day for like 7
Sure.
or 8 years.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, I mean, he was the face of that. I
you
mean,
gotta love what you do,
yeah.
but that's
Yep.
that's still.
And he's had plenty of opportunities to do other stuff and
Oh, yeah.
stuff that wouldn't require much of his time. He's like, no, I like my life. Enjoying
Yeah.
myself.
yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the other pizzas. There's the red pizza, which is like, that's the gateway
Classic.
drug.
Yep. Classic tangy. New Haven sauce. Mozzarella. Grated pecorino romano.
Is the white pizza for the more adventurous?
I wouldn't say that. The white pizza is a great alternative to the red sauce. And it has a olive oil and garlic base. Mozzarella, pecorino romano, and mozzarella, and whatever toppings you want to put on it. I love it with just tomato and basil. It's great with bacon. Of course, anything's great with bacon. Pepperoni, banana pepper, which goes well on both the white and the red pizza.
I gotta say, this is a great night to come to Piece. Any night's a great night. We're here on a Monday. Parking is abundant.
Nice. Yep.
This is a gift, and Piece. You figured this out. Piece is a place you want to spend some time at. This isn't just like a surgical strike. You want to kind of drop anchor there for an evening.
I would say that, I see a lot of people there by themselves at the bar. It's a bar that is so comfortable.
Yeah.
The people so friendly. And even if it wasn't my place, I would go there because
Yeah,
it's
it's a
that
cool
kind
hang.
of place
It
to
is.
hang out, have great pizza, have great beer, and just chill.
You've
Watch
got
a game.
You've got the the memorabilia there too. Mm-hmm. It's awards and memorabilia.
Yep. We got Rick's guitars up there.
Uh-huh.
We have an homage to. We've got a Yale hockey jersey because Yale's in New Haven, where I grew up and where the pizza's from. Boston University hockey, but I went to BU, so we got a hockey jersey which was signed by the Olympians who won gold in 1980.
That's pretty amazing. Do you have people who've come into the restaurant from Connecticut, who like basically it's kind of like you're guilty until proven innocent? Like
Absolutely. And when I get a great review from them, I know we're doing it right. That's the highest praise.
I remember I was in one. It was probably very late August or September, and for whatever reason, I think USF was playing Notre Dame here. It was an out-of-town game, and I knew that because I read about sports. And I was just hanging out at Piece, kind of like spending my day there. And there's a table. There's a couple tables, but there's a table of at least like 25 people, all with USF Bulls gear on. Who obviously in town for that game, but somehow they knew to come to Piece. I didn't think it was probably a chance that they just wandered through Wicker Park, because tourists don't tend to stay here, at least not in groups of 25, even in the day and age of Airbnb. But I think it was really a testament to people who either researched it or asked around and said, "Where do we get some great pizza?" And they came to your spot. So
Great to hear.
That's cool.
Appreciate that.
Well, when we talk about awards, I mean, this is a top 10 pizza place nationwide. That is...
It was, it was listed on the Daily Meal as number 10. That was out of 100, 103 or something, 101 a couple of years ago. It's quite an honor.
Yeah, and not lost on me that I was ahead of the quote-unquote institutions from Chicago.
Yes. Pequod's was number 2, I believe. So... shout out to Pequod's. But the other ones, that is true. So
talking about sitting at the bar, talking about the beers, the award-winning beers, the wait is magnificent.
Yes, gold medal winner.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, it's a pale American.
I know
pale.
you're not a brewer, but I mean these are your beers, and can you speak to the beer a little bit?
Sure. Well, as I said, we are the most award-winning brew pub in Chicago. Jonathan Cutler was our original brewer since 2000. He was our brewer as of 2001, and he left just as the pandemic was hitting. Unfortunately, he passed away suddenly, which shocked us all. His assistant Kyle is our brewer, and Kyle and Jonathan won all these awards together. Right now, we have 8 beers on tap, and we have a nice mix of hoppy beers, some lagers. We have a Dunkelweizen, dark Hefeweizen, and they're just fantastic.
It's the dark and curvy.
Dark and curvy, yes. Full frontal, which is Jonathan's recipe.
It's Jonathan's recipe, Andy's lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay. And the Pale Ale Run to the Hills, which... Was your brewer a Maiden fan?
Yes. Yes, that's Kyle's new beer. And then there's a Man About Town, which is named in Jonathan's memory.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's the IPA.
Yes.
Because you got to have an IPA, and then Camel Toe.
Camel Toe, classic double IPA.
I love it. I mean, the pizza and beer were made to be together.
Absolutely, and that was the concept.
Does anybody ever come and ask for the camel towel because they don't want to say camel toe?
We actually had Moose Knuckle, the male version of the camel toe.
Okay.
My nose is running from hot dog. It is cumulative. It does kind of catch up to you.
Yes, it does. Whew.
So, with the involvement of Rick Nielsen from the get-go, I'm sure you've had a fair amount of rock and roll names coming in and out of here. I mean, I remember Hagar helped out during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah. Martini McBride, both of them did pizzas for us. We raised money for Civil, Chicago Independent Venue League. Yeah, Dave Grohl, obviously, and the Foo Fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Rundgren.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Lukather.
Mm-hmm.
From Toto.
Toto.
Yeah.
I drove him down to House of Blues one night. We had an interesting conversation. He was telling me about his drummer who died having inhaled pesticide fertilizer. I'm like, what's his name? Jeff Porcaro. I'm like, Jeff Porcaro. He used the drummer for Steely Dan too.
Is that one, like, we're 10 minutes from the House of Blues without traffic? Was that one of those things where you're kind of like taking the long way?
Exactly.
Just to stretch things out?
How come we're Hyde Park?
Wait, what are we doing on Foster Avenue?
Oh, yeah.
Just to
I've
stretch
met a lot
that
of
out.
people. Al Jorgensen from Ministry.
I was going to ask you about him.
And Al came in a couple times. One time I met him with his father. One time he came in and met Rick. He was in full regalia.
That's the only way you want to see Al Jorgensen.
Yeah.
You want to see him in his garb.
Yeah. He was great, smart. His father was nice.
What's his father look like? Doesn't look like dyed dreads or anything, right?
No. He was, he looked like a dad.
Okay.
Looked like a normal dad. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I brought when Rick told me that Todd Rundgren was coming in, I brought his record, his 45. I had his 45 Runt. You got to get me. You got to get me a woman, right? Mm-hmm. And I show it to him and I get him to sign it, and he looks at it like it still has the spindle in it. He said, "It's still got the spindle."
I met
plastic insert.
I met Todd at the Utopia show when they played Chicago Theater, and that was one of the most like fanboy moments I think I've had. I've met a few artists during the years, but Todd Rundgren was like, that's childhood. That's next level shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was thrilled. But yeah, Rick has brought so many people in. Dave Grohl when he was shooting Sonic Highways.
Mm-hmm.
I get a text from my manager says, "Yeah, Dave Grohl's here for lunch." Just walks in. Another time he
Was it followed by "Where the hell are you?" Or
yeah, exactly.
As Dave Grohl goes, I think he probably is the best living spokesman for rock and roll in this day and age.
Yeah,
I'd agree with you.
I think he is single-handedly keeping rock and roll alive.
Yep, and such a good guy. He one time he was coming in, and Rick calls me and says, "Dave's coming in." I'm like, "It's Dave Grohl. Would you like to go through the back door?" And Dave responds to Rick. He said, "No, I'm going to go through the front door with my head held high."
That sounds right.
Absolutely.
And that's
what a guy.
Yeah.
And then he broke his leg falling off the
Mm-hmm.
stage in Sweden, I believe.
he had it set in a cast on stage.
Right. They built his throne. They built his throne. So Dave is up on the raised area, which we call the stage, with his family. There must have been about 14 of them. He's got family in the area. And Dave's in cast. He's got his 2 daughters. And I see Dave get up on his crutches, and he starts crutching down. He's like, "Dave, where you going?" He goes, "I'm taking my girls to get some froyo across the street." I'm like, "Dave, would you like, we can get it for them?" He goes, "No, I want to go. I want to experience it with my daughters." That's the kind of guy Dave is.
So we talked a little bit about how there were challenges in the beginning. You maybe had some imperfect moments from the get-go. What were some of the high points for you in the past 21 years?
Oh God, so many of them, fortunately. I think one of them was being named the top independent pizzeria of the year by Pizza Today magazine. And they put my mug on the cover of the magazine. And it was the first time that they put a person on the cover.
Was there a photo shoot?
No, they just asked for my picture.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I sent it to them. And then they had me as their keynote speaker in Vegas.
That's amazing.
They paid me to go there. They put me up at the Cosmopolitan, I'm like, whoa, this is serious business. That was great. I'd say that was one of the many highlights.
Because that really is acknowledgement of, you had this dream, you followed it, you chased it, you found a way to make it work, and it worked.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it hasn't all been roses. We had to learn. We made mistakes, but we've done it. And one of the things that I'm most proud of is the way we've employed people. Today, 22 years later, we still employ 4 people who open up the restaurant. It's unheard of in the restaurant business, and that's just 4. And so many of my employees have been with me for so many years.
I love it.
That's really testament to the job that we've done taking care of our people, and
You're part of the community.
I couldn't be more proud of them.
You're part of the community. So as far as beer goes, as far as pizza goes, do you have, like, in the back of your head, are you concepting new things? Do you have stuff you want to try, or do you kind of feel like we've got the menu right now, we're going to leave it as is?
No, I think that when you don't change, you don't evolve, you stagnate, and you suck. And we're not going to suck. We have to keep it fresh and interesting. We've got collaborations coming up the beginning of the year with Doug and Barry from Smoke. Doug Barry from Smoke.
Barry Sorkin.
Matthias, Barry Sorkin, Matthias Mergis, and then we have a third that we're gonna announce. But these are the things that we do that keeps it fresh and interesting, and we're collaborating with them.
Is there anything more Chicago than Piece collaborating with Smoke and Hot Doug? As the kids say, the Chicago AF.
We love it, and we're lucky. Yeah. But that's the sort of thing, we look at doing different pizzas. We're always evolving with the beer and doing interesting things. And we're pretty good marketers. We don't have a firm. I do all the social myself. I take all the images. And it's
I love that
right
you
here
do
down
that.
the level.
I feel like that's the first thing people pawn off when they can.
Yeah.
He does a great job. So that's actually how we met. We were just making jokes about pizza. I took one of his pizzas home and I put it in my oven and I burnt it. So I was like bad enough that I had to announce that I messed up a piece pizza. And his response, I didn't know it was him at the time, was holy pizza foul. And then I came in a week later because I needed, some like non-burned piece. And I said to the bartender, like, who does your social media? And he's like, well, I think he's in the back. I'll get him. And
it's amazing.
He came out.
I do it all, and I respond to customers.
Yeah.
See, and this demystifies something I think a lot of people believe. Like, in order to do social right, you got to hire some 21-year-old kid out of school. If you know your brand and know your community, you can do great on social media.
Right, absolutely. And look, that's been a challenge for me to learn it. It's a language unto itself. And I continue to learn. It's like it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, it really is.
You're talking to people who legitimately care about your product.
Yep. And put out these beautiful images and correspond with people who love it. What could be better than that?
Right. Exactly. All right. So Piece. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Piece, 1927 West North Avenue, just east of Milwaukee and Damon. I love this place.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I haven't been here since before the pandemic.
Don't let that happen again.
I won't.
When people tell me they moved to the suburbs, I'm like, well, you're killing my business.
Well,
don't do that
come
shit.
back for the hot dog sausage.
Yeah.
This pizza, I know I need to branch out, but I could eat that every day.
It's so good. Good.
And that will be good cold.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to say before we do sign off, the collaborations at the beginning of the year, January, February, and March, will benefit Pause.
Oh, fantastic!
Yes. So, we're
Again,
we're working. We're going to
Chicago.
get them money. We're every $5 from every pizza will go to Pause, and let's get cats and dogs adopted.
I heard a statistic. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but a lot of people give up their animals around the holidays so they can get new animals for their families. It's a horrible. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is true, now is a great time to support an organization like Pause.
Absolutely. Yep. Great organization.
Love your food. Love your beer. Love you. Andy, 90 Days in the 90s. It is available now. The perfect stocking stuffer, or just make it a full-fledged gift. This book right here, 90 Days.
I have
in the
it.
90s.
See, Billy, if you open up Piece in the 90s, I could have Darby go back to, because she really misses the first slice of Pete's. But you had to open up in 2001, didn't you? Oh, well.
2001.
Yeah.
Love the book too, Andy.
Well, thanks.
And James, thank you.
My
Thanks for
pleasure.
having
This
me.
was great.
Great time.
Can we do it again?
We can do it again.
Tomorrow?
Let's do it.
For breakfast? Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm going to see Andrew Bird tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to do that.
Yeah.